You are watching Liberty. This is Liberty Online TV powered by Orange Sierra Leone. Orange.
So I be happen forget to sit down with the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, where I be ask them all of them question there. So especially on the comments where Dr. Kelfala Marabi make. So it be throw light on that and it be make certain clarification. The Lord just take this clip quickly from within the Attorney General being talk, then we go continue.
We dey look for the news we dey around. Log into Liberty TV online. Positively we
because now then put a big question mark on the outcome of the 2023 elections. We make it will lead to a tripartite, and that tripartite recommendation you can't be implementing them, and people like Dan they still they complain like when not they engage them. It go kind of explain how the process stand like waiting and they do in terms of consultation. Every party will need for their part of the consultation, they involve them, which stage they know they involve them, all of that you go talk the reasons them behind them, not informing the national body before they go this nationwide tour where according to an been for district level, so then deal with the party district executive them. It go tell we waiting been there behind that decision day, how they reach there as a committee, or perhaps you never can tell. Sometimes I think when they don't agree on gentleman's agreement, by the end of the day, we get complaints and we come up. So Ngolo Katta go join me shortly at the studio for get all of them clarifications and they to the public so that una self go understand how the process they go, because at the end of the day where the outcome of the implementation go for coming go for affects everybody generally, because waiting they implement so now not just for other than the committee or just for the APC or for the government, now for everybody as citizens. Everything whether they implement nothing we go for reflect on you one way or the other. It might be directly or indirectly, but at the end of the day when the work done, the outcome if it be one way everybody for embrace, not a one way again go carry go back to another engagement in future, because now the thing that they want for prevent we make them go into the tripartite with the hope say after all of this as a nation we will progress somehow where we not go go halfway through. Certain people say again we not agree with the outcome. So we just hope say it go join me shortly and it go explain all of that to the public and make on ourselves ask and questions where go answer regarding the steering committee then work. Sometimes you then also you don't know other than the steering committee, or maybe you don't know waiting and the due day, you don't know the mandate, how long it day for, you might not know, but just keep your questions and come in now the comment section at the platform also you watch with this morning. You get the opportunity for ask all the questions regarding the tripartite committee then work. And it's a festive season. We continue for say compliments of the season to all viewers them na Liberty Online TV. You don't they watch with throughout the year. You don't send question, you don't ask make comments regarding topics them way we they deal with. We want for so many thanks to you. We appreciate the fact say on the buy on data them come online. So Monday na country outside the time difference is much, but you know they wake up very early just for watch Liberty Online TV. We can see their message and the way can come in. Where some monkey while we just no say yes, he or she is there, and they wake up very early, not for miss the breakfast show. We appreciate you. This particular compliments they go for on all. Wait on they are come rain, come shine. On always they watch Liberty TV. One for so many thanks. So now come 2026, we get a lot of content then we will work on right now, where we sure send a team them way on a go one for be part of. And like we've been telling her last week, we're not just the steer the ship alone. We also they ask for our contributions them. Perhaps you get an idea where you think say go make we work better. We they ask that you drop under the comment section so that you self your voice go be heard. And your contribution where they make, we go take her into consideration. We got more content them where we they work on now for say the new year where they come for give you more content. We go keep you informed. And inside you didn't the country. We know say the diasporas especially Then people wey always they stay glued for no wetin dey happen at the sweet mama salon, especially way they're not in there around. So we dey create many content them we got to update on waiting they happen. So in case you self dey you dey think of an idea where you think say we can implement, you can just feel free for drop them na the comment section or the company line when a +23274 200 545. You can drop on there so that we go
now the number of people that wait for dinner the hall who said in the all the engagement there. The opposition APC party being get concerned and will be deal with that issue. They'll get Ngolo Katta and the APC Secretary General. They be try for discuss some of the issues them and then we get an understanding. So they don't come out now the regions, they don't come back waiting and carry it from that particular engagement. They waiting to be the next step. Now all of them question they can unpack with Ngolo Katta this morning. Good morning, Mr. Katta.
Good morning, Khadija. Maybe the people of Sierra Leone.
Well, I don't give some background to Usa you work begin, which you don't do, and Usa you did now. But before we go from waiting come out from the civic engagement, there's been issues from the opposition about timelines, alleging say una don't lag behind in terms of timelines. When you take up this role as the coordinator for the secretariat where they implement then things here, what's be the timelines?
The timelines actually like what you talk about now being an agreement between the two parties. We go continue on to the end of this year, and some others were just months after the reporting of the conversation to His Excellency the President, the signing. Somewhere 6 months, somewhere continuation, of course, based on the fluidity of which you see in terms of work. So yes, I mean some timeline and they've actually them it all elapsed. That not stop the work. Some other than they still there on until the end of the year. They could say. But Khadija, with hindsight, where I know say you self get a lot of understanding about a set of elections process and they will be inside these recommendations. You can't peg them to a timeline like that. Because they are processes that flow on. You understand? Eh? So recommendations and you've also asked that they require independent action. So it means we need for bring in a professional system with devoid of influencing within locally. So because of that, then one day back it go each time. I will give you two basic examples of that right now. So a few weeks ago, two professionals have been there. I only there for the past almost 2 months, about 45 days. A Liberian and a Kenyan, and now two of the recommendations they can look at. Two recommendations, it may be more than two because of the way they spread. But then they look at voter registration and results management. Those are very contesting issues in 2023. So the United Nations Development Program hired two international consultants. That has been on, where they have been looking out for people who can do that. So finally they got them, they came. They have been here, they just they finalize their report. I'm sure they may have done an interim report. I've not had privy to it, but because I've not been there. So I will talk to the Electoral Commission for me, I get a preview of that and for sure as to what and say. So they don't come, they don't do the work. In fact, when they come, UNDP bring them come to the chairman of the steering committee and also chief minister. Mrs. Abidi at that meeting there, they can introduce them. Me and they we don't link up. I follow up with them work and also with the Electoral Commission. They don't done. They have gone back. They have produced a report, and that report will have several recommendations as to how do we really deal with those issues now. How consistent do we and coherent do we factor them into this process. So you go know say down the back, it go slow the process, but also it go help for really fast track the process at some point. So that's one of a situation like that. There are other situations where virtually the timeline where they go get, they're not going to be very realistic in where I sit from. For example, if you talk now, say, many electoral commission begin fan registration centers. They know. The electoral commission know who sell registration centers and go there because they know they do it every year. So the next elections virtually the registration centers go increase back based on the population because we are going to get more young first-time voters coming in, etc. But if you are finding it now, it may be cumbersome. Then go down the position them in paper and everything, and we're following through that. But practically now, it will prefer for me to do and closer to the process because then it will be more realistic. You understand what I mean? Eh? Because then that time you want to begin tell people, let's say, okay, we now we na bottom oku na UBC school na go for verify una registration on ya. So some of those issues are there, and we're looking at them. But already on paper, then we don't begin them process then they, yeah. So that's what it looks like. But genuinely. I mean, substantial work don't be based on the fact that I know you have also brought in the Attorney General because the bulk of this work, I mean, stops with him. I mean, as the legal person of government and the country, you know. So you go down for don't tell you say a lot of legislative proposal amendment proposals and they now, even when we travel, I mean, it release up to about a 50. Slide presentation to me. What we'll do across the country, just to make people know. You know, just go, they explain this, then you know how to explain what's the outcome of it. So we spend some time also talking about. We'll say, okay, out of the recommendations there, now some of the proposals and this, the amendments and proposal until go through Parliament before it's on law. You know, so instead, we don't do a series of consultations with various sets of people, including political parties. I mean, in one of the inter-party dialogue meeting, Mrs. Ebedede, you know, and also with civil society and other actors. So we will virtually reach a point now. We say it will approach Parliament, maybe with a pre-legislative conversation first, so that parliamentarians then sit down, leadership, and look at the issues, they advise, then change. Then he returns back now with a bill. I mean, why? Because the core of the elections issues there, they are not entrenched in the constitution. They will virtually go to Parliament with a two-third majority based on what parliamentarians decide. There are others that are entrenched. They won't end just by having parliamentarians. They will end with the people in a referendum.
Let me go now to the people. And they wanna just don't do consultation with. And una been travel all over. Firstly, how the people receive the 80 recommendation there, una go put to them?
So first of all, Khadija, thank you very much. First of all, I want for me, you know, say Sierra Leoneans have heard about tripartite and the 80 recommendations. So you get 80 recommendations. Most people don't get the opportunity, not be don't see them, not be don't hear them. And there are different perspectives about what's really this tripartite be. You know, so in the course of a conversation, would they even get with some of them? They will say, oh, you know, electoral justice now for turn this business here. You know, it not be work fine. And now we win, no, now so it be. A lot of that conversation they come out across the country, not to one side. Or you know, the rogue. So because of that, that's so it be. Others they normally say, oh, we already say law them go, we will change law them. Or in fact, we sack all the electoral commissioner them. A new one they go come. So there was a lot of processes. So we took time, verbatim, like I talk. And not add, we don't add, we not subtract. We read them. In fact, society they will go. We do it the school way. Now people then go read. Then from the audience, people then read. Other side they will go for long no waste time. Now Mr. Segben go through them. Adon will also go through the amendment proposals, and you will be, first of all, let me tell you, across the board in the geopolitics of our country in position, Sierra Leoneans were overwhelmingly appreciative of the fact that they now know that this process is talking about 80 recommendations. There are places where when they said no, well, we also heard that there is another 4, and we took time to explain to them. So those 4 were what we call divergent opinions. The 2 parties did not agree to them, but we will always tell the Electoral Commission, say, look, will they pay attention to them if they go add value to your work. But the bulk of Lequatia say Sierra Leoneans they appreciate it. We don't Sierra Leone, we don't want to know say these 3 people and they put stricter laws for make political parties accountable for violence. I mean for even a crisis that wouldn't they cause within the electoral process. How you and your brother and sister when I go sit down when I eat yesterday? Today politics scam. It turn hala. So they want for then glad if for no say Lord and go they will go punish people and for that handy. Then also glad if for no say Lord and they will they don't propose we go check use of state resources by politics. They're also glad if for no say Lord and they will go protect women then we go protect persons with disability, we go protect young people then. Now that kind of process there now we go explain to them, and everybody no side no they will go with any variance there about what they explain. So if in society they would say it be look like say before the process will start it be 10 small because people then turn up boku. So then the people that turn over 300, 150 once, and then they back will discuss them. If you hold town hall meeting, you get to know the population where you want.
That's
so that not
one of the
so not
issues then we emerge between the secretariat and that of the main opposition. How na be able to resolve some of the issues there? Let them get an understanding, say that this amount of people now that we want for engage. Then after that, then they carry the message to the other people them about the recommendation them.
you know it's an issue that comes up all the time. So we will learn from it. I mean, having more conversations with the party hierarchy at the national level. Yeah. So I be listening to the Secretary General. And I also make men know say we had no grievance with anybody. Before we go, we don't meet, we develop a guidelines as to how they go work. And not only that, within the period of that planning day, the new leader, what they do with tripartite process, visit we, and we explain all this to him. If he bring a cam, may I not say one cam. He end up for cam, he cannot place it and tell me. And we'll tell and thank you for where come. And we'll give a space. Anybody with a eminent person with the kind of process and they elect him on the agenda, would they spend space on the agenda, may we give a space. May say make in your own statement. So we do that day. But now in the agreement now they with the donor when they say 150 the people then go support this. And again implications. You know, saloon man or woman, it go kind of place. Oh no, I be your one can't see no more. But if you see who selling the shape chop, it go white. If you see sell money the shape, it go and go the timab like say there for here. So that mean budget.
Make on a limit the number.
Of course, that is one, but also in the environment itself, in that whole day, we'll be able to be more comfortable with 150 people. If you begin past at 200, 300, then a crowd, it will hard for me you contain them. But that 150 will be able to contain them. We get the conversation. So suddenly they will tell you so. It pass. So because we don't want too much hala, we went back to the stakeholders and what we don't identify. We'll tell them, say, we will give you 15 space. We will give you 10. Give you the 10 names. We don't want too much crowd now. So we'll be able to settle down. And in some places, every side we go, people came a lot. but we'll be able for managers small. Because we'll tell us, say, after this, we'll go back to the radio. So go back, go wait. You go talk to me from the radio as well, and we'll take note of them. But I go tell you, say, it now be one of the most eye-opening engagements we'll do. Sierra Leoneans ask a lot of questions from every district. I mean, issues about this process here. Oh, we no want this, now this we want. Oh, we think that this is good. And if I will agree for this kind of law, when I make it stronger so that it will hold people accountable. There was that kind openness and even that strong feeling. Say we want to make the law then really show commitment to we self as citizens and we own process. You know, so then across Salone. But also, like what I say, Sunday we go parliamentarians and come. We give them space. We had very cordial, open, and frank conversation. I told you that this is not to be consultation, that be information dissemination. So we'll not stop. Sunday we shall go. Confusion grab about. No, you don't for talk this now. You don't for talk this now. I take the mic back and say no. You're not cost no more no denial. Incitement. But make everybody talk if waiting in got a feeling about waiting we don't talk about now.
Prior to waiting on I go tell the people in this nationwide consultation when I go do information where when I go disseminate. You think say the audience where when I get at the different districts they were being misinformed prior to when I come one.
They talker. A lot of people said it. You know, a lot of people said it, and I will say it here. It did not solve any problem. There are many places when people came in even with placards, and some of the writings of the placard does not they even resonate with the camper. But we able to make their put and down. So we'll say another. Well, we'll discuss. I'll say they are not a consultation camper. They will not create any. They will not make things. They can listen. Oh, don't. We'll give mic to people and let them talk. So placard them for them.
You think say misinformation from stakeholders now one of the things them will really go be a problem in terms of the implementation of the recommendation, yeah?
Well, it does show. I mean, Khadija, Mabel, you people are at the center of this process. So you may have heard. If you ask me as a professional, you say, may I explain what electoral justice mean? It mean review. It mean reforms. It mean building stronger institutions and supporting electoral processes. Now that they mean to me. But if you explain that a different way, who says somebody the timang before crowd of people? I don't see them video, then they send that to me. I send some to you. Who say post the timang before crowd of people? If they talk something we're not correct. They want make people then clap.
Is that deliberate on a
it is deliberate
pattern of politicking?
It is deliberate. Maybe they not be one made the message sink well. The message has sunk well with the people. They understand now that that is not what we were meant to understand. So it's clear because I will tell you, the press statement of the 15th November from the opposition, it work all side. So come in your numbers, people then come. From Falaba to Kono to Kailan to Pujang to Moyamba to Bont, people came. But we were able to go back and sit down with them and say, this is not the number. We cannot take number more than what we can manage. Other side and they wouldn't go. They got numbers because other people were not coming. And we wanted the whole to reach that point. So many no more say we'll be also magnanimous. Side and they are not going to name because not to say be supposed to be the guidelines they show clearly which quota everybody gets. But side and they will then go. I mean, other people will not be the come. So they give their numbers. They give everybody numbers. I mean, this is not just, it was also even with both parties. Both parties. But we'll be able to just say, no, that's so important. Civil society there, women in there, persons with disability there. If you look at all the pictures, you will see, I mean, across the spectrum of Sierra Leone society and demographics, people that come.
Critical things then they inside the recommendation there. Will take you time for read and understand them. And one of them things then they now the systems of elections where the people in for determine who's one they want for go into the 2028 elections. And this is the one of the topical conversation them. Where una be dey discuss that with the people them we been there inside the hall. What's be the response?
People responded. The people that some I take Mike and say, no, we don't want PR. Now first pass the post to once. Now they will not go. We know they when you look at district level engagements, other Portugal can take Mike say, we want PR. Because in fact, I don't make some of we don't plan at this business here, will not be there. So at different levels, people have raised. No, other person can say, we want PR, but this one will use this 2023. Now no like.
Or what are they in the majority?
I not go. So that's consultation. You see how you talk, huh? Then a consultation talk down. This na information talk. I would prefer for explain now from that perspective. They say, I mean, there's a random feel between Sierra Leoneans that some they link this way. They show even placards. Some leaders can and talk, but I'm very strongly. Others came back. They say no, this is what we want, etc. But like what I tell you, like what I tell you, I would like for share with you now the 78 recommendation consultation report. It is out now. I will send them for you, and maybe when I want to use them for local talk, but some other time. But I will share that with you for me in the Kime show. We will go right around the country, and with all the perspective we'll get. I mean, three professionals, two Sierra Leonean governance professionals, Vanora Edwin and Jope Magbi, and one international consultant from Nigeria, Ona, took the whole consultation across the country and zero into a report that speaks about what do we think that could be much more beneficial for Sierra Leone, looking at the perspective of Sierra Leoneans. And such a report, you go find for me say read them and me understand them.
Back to the systems of elections, where the people and go prefer civil society organization them, we don't do their own consultation and then bring a report. We get a data we show the amount of people that we prefer the first past the post to that of the PR elections. Then Boku pass the one they we say they want the PR systems of elections. With all the consultation there with the civil society, they don't do. How na go ensure say una incorporate all of their own data into waiting una together now?
This is Society National Conference. May I make statements there, and we follow through, and we also take the position paper into consideration. We also get consultation with interreligious council. We also get consultation with political parties themselves. We say all 16 registered political parties, they under one roof and then discuss it, including the main opposition. They all be there. I was in that meeting as Sido and listen. We also get an open dialogue where we air live people that contributed to that. We had 5 regional consultations. All land now we don't put into a report. And like I said, in a report where you go find for Mekuna read. It don't look at the two systems. It don't look at the two systems. It don't put them into perspective. And it don't bring a scenario of what it will look like. I mean, if a hybrid day, for example, looking at the two systems and what it will make how Sierra Leoneans will be much more I mean, how we call them, how they will marry their systems and Sierra Leoneans they will see themselves all encompassing into this. So the whole conversation and
with that existing documents we did. This information dissemination we wanna go do, whose impact it gets towards the work on did.
Look, so first of all, what you carry that for me Sierra Leoneans said no, the 80 recommendations. That's what we went for. We be one man and no say this 80 recommendation one now this onto 80. And now so it is. And out of this, now this level of folk already actually don't begin.
Because now there be one ask say if now go meet them for say now the 80 recommendations and this way come out. But implementation already they on.
So
putting the cat before the horse.
No, every time when we don't get opportunity for go to Sierra Leoneans, we go with this paper, we will go with this small book, and we talk about it. But this time now, we really go get them for me to see what 1 to 80 mean. Verbatim like I talk am. We not tweak am, we not add nothing panel. And then we open other file, we show them say, but then 8 recommendation, you go to see this, you go to see the recommendation then how they don't they propose law for them. That will raise all and they even tell and say this document here, me not to the author. Then to document me not to the author. Me not just messenger and I listen to the message. And this one, the Attorney General in team don't review this because they don't look at them and they don't get conversation with people, including political parties. Not so only that, most of them process their tripartite day. I will tell you, constitutional review dey inside this. 17 recommendations from tripartite will affect the constitutional review process. But like I said, from the Attorney General, in whole presentation, I go tell you say, even with the constitutional review, it done the on 20 years. White paper and non-commodity. Peter Tucker white paper day. Justice Kama white paper day. Those are documents were also legal. And they don't put them together and don't produce one white paper now. And that white paper also will help to inform them as to how they go review the constitutional review process. So a lot of latitude and space there with this process that they work on. We own duty now for make Sierra Leoneans they understand them. Why? Because now law not just for politicians no more or political parties. Now for every Sierra Leonean, and if I for make them they understand what it mean. That's at the one side. The other side of that, some of them process there, it not go end at parliament. It get for come back to the people in a referendum. And then we get for say yes or no, or answer many questions. So if I for them begin understand, what thing get for come before them. So that from informed point, then go take their decision in there. So that now they make what they can and go to them. In the new year, we will like for do as much again based on what they happen from the Attorney General on your side, from Parliamentary side, and waiting also other parties that they do in terms of the reforms and within their own processes.
Like you been say earlier, some of the recommendation and they will get timeline. Some don't elapse. Some they will not go tag to timeline because not continuous process. But for many people, all of this implementation of the recommendations here, then they look at the 2028 elections calendar.
Yes.
Based on waiting you they see so far, una meetings them, how una don they consult, how una don they inform the public, una sure say una go able implement for that outcome of that 2028 election. Because elections also just the day when they go cast them votes, but now all of them process here. Una sure say una go for meet up let 2028 elections cry no the day.
So a lot of them ask us how they part them review and we don't speak to them. Some of them will then process here, they continue with them. They don't even include them now into their own calendar, their own operational plans them for towards the 2028 elections. So, for example, you go talk to the electoral commissioner. The electoral commissioner go tell you say the first quarter 2026 we go done this now because now we don't capture inside with normal routine work because we don't find out say a meaningless if we do it now. So we don't put on here. We say this period here, we will do it go add value to 2028, etc. So we believe say in the man. So the same with even ONS. They don't put them inside their own work plans them for how for begin talk about security planning processes. How for begin do risk threat and risk assessments. I mean towards the elections. If you do it now, when that's what the recommendation say, it will be useful. But the one way go be useful more, now the one way go do like by 2020, end of 2026, 2027. That tension don't high. You go able for no who sign a hot spot, who sign a low spot, who sign security and noboku, so that it will help in the whole planning of the security process. You go want people that go begin understand now. If you talk about MACP, not to say they don't know now. I mean, if you begin now, then go know. But then go ask question back. If we get closer to election, and then they might say, oh, so inside in District X, MACP they do. People will be, why MACP they under? But closer to elections, they don't put her inside their calendar, they now say yes. Then now awareness raising. And then people there will be able to talk about her more better. So now that kind of flow there. But nevertheless, some of the actions they don't take. For example, ONS don't already set up an ISPC office. What did they mean? An integrated election security planning department. It not been there. It been just in a committee. Now a space they will say somebody they now and they deal with that and they link with all the other actors, the police, the military, the customs, metropolitan police, except all them one and they where they come together for form election security. Then they relate to them. So then they don't show say a ongoing and a process we go just need, I mean closer to election, more addition of support for make it go across the country eventually. That's I understand.
From what you they explain, it clearly shows say una dey in alignment with all the relevant body them. We suppose forget reviews of maybe the laws them or maybe them procedure and practices. One of the institution that will stand out in the recommendation there na ECSL. How una they go with una own consultation and engagement, how una they ensure say una carry them on board so that una all go there at the same pace in terms of implementing the recommendations.
So we don't begin what you call interagency forum. And in the new year we will add the press so that it will be real time.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody will be part of the implementation process under one roof with we all. And one by one they explain what they do, how they don't do it, who side and they. So straight away from there, the press can take interviews and support them processes and air out. Then they will don't begin them. We support from UNDP. I mean, even before that, the government of Sierra Leone says some beginner support you for do that. So that is a continuous process. Easier. Now, not mean say we don't also go again a whole individual meetings with them. So when we don't get all that conversation they together, they will plot her into a database. Then we sit down now, we look at and say, this. What you don't understand from the ECSL level that we took to. What they don't do, we need to go verify. Say yes, they don't do ID. They will take them, they will decide. They will write letter. So one gets bilateral conversation with you on a few of these issues. Then they say, okay, they will go there. Also, one foresee, for example, the consultation policy, una don't do. One foresee una regulation making policy, una don't do. One foresee una guidance policy and etc. Then they go show you. They will go discuss them. They will say, okay, since this don't ready now and we don't approve them, can you start implementing it? Every process now may go through this kind of process. So we now know. Can we have a copy of it? So that's how we move on. So if we watch, say, for example, the youth sector now don't begin their own process. So we now say no, let me meet them. So I wrote the minister and I copied the commissioner and the executive director of Natural Health Service. We all come under one. We discuss the issues. Tell us that this is the recommendation say we not for do. So we follow up with it now. If we find out say ONS they behind, we'll go meet with them. Then we'll discuss with them. And then we find how we'll support them for men and move on. So that we get, real time understanding about what thing they happen. Because being the secretariat, a lot of questions they can't away. Some of those that are very technical that we do not want to get into the nitty-gritties of them, we will immediately call the institution and say, look, this press here they want for talk to now about this very issue and so. We will able to talk about it small, but one may you bring explain to them we say on a day with this. So then we can send the press go there. We will follow up till that they happen. In fact, sometimes we can even if not recorded thing, we can even pull the conversation, we put it on our website, or put it on our Facebook page.
In as much as you say una dey get engagement with the other institution, they will be on board. But again, una they sit at the middle for mediate between the two politicians there with a part of the negotiation process, when the chief negotiator representing the government and that of the opposition, APC. And at some points, then we get some hurdles along the way. Then we get for replace the former lead negotiator for the owner, Dr. Samora Kamara. Now, Dr. Kafala Mara don't come on board. And at some point, he makes some very crucial statements at the party office, with the hold press conference, to inform the members or in the public who side and they now where it take up this responsibility. He say where it take up. It meets the other party when the government don't go far into rigging 2028 elections. And una they sit down in the middle between them two politicians there for ensure say una be like the gatekeeper for letting them do the right things them according to waiting the inside the recommendation for avoid the ills of 2023 elections. So if such statements they come from somebody who just take up the responsibility as a lead negotiator for the process, you sitting as the national coordinator, how you take this statement coming from Dr. Mara?
He's a politician. He's my elder brother. I have high respect for him. He came for a short meeting. In fact, he called me. He said, I want to meet with you when you're ready. I say, please, I'm ready. Anytime we're ready. So agree. We'll meet. He come. We had a very open conversation. Impressive one. Of course, he was my senior in school, in college. I know him very well. He even congratulates the level of work we don't do. We come, and sure say every expert in the room speak about what they do in his presence. And then before me say they talk now, he tell me say this kind teamwork self. I hardly see in places, and I the first I commend you for, and the extent of work what I don't do. You know, he's a very cleverly positioned man. You know, he even advise we on process them. Someday I tell and say, yes, we go take them. Someday I go say, no, now the procedure we will use for this work. I say, but we will see how we will review some of them. We had a very extensive conversation, me and him. He was impressed. Yeah, like what I say. I go repeat that again. He even congratulate me. We snap pictures. We were very it was very cordial. We done. He asked for documents. I don't send because we are making self-day may move as fast as possible. I send a lot of the documents and they tour. In fact, some on WhatsApp as they left. I also tell and say some technical documents and they with the various institutions. I'm not going to get them for you directly. But I will send you the list of focal persons in each of the institutions for make you relate to them. If you are finding it difficult, come back to me, Mr. Go intervene. I sent him that list. So I virtually do everything humanly possible for make you able to do in your work and understand what's with it. And I will tell you, say I also now very recently I see in reports and the statement and the covering notes we sent to Chief Minister. And not copy we, but he sent it to Chief Minister. So I don't get a view of him. Some of the issues he raised may have been overhyped, but some of them are very important issues. I mean, about timelines, about activity engagements. you know. But like I said, I will continue to engage him. I now know him, and this is part of what I said to him. I said there are too much people to speak to. I said, and with the kind of the way we work can be snappy, we want to talk quick and move, or else we go miss times. And so I said, but for me now, we'll go to talk, you know, and I think I'll continue doing that. I don't know if the work that we are doing is about rigging an election. That is really what we're trying. I mean, to for level now bring back into with body language, rigging election. We want for do something we will make Sierra Leoneans and believe the electoral system.
But that word denied Dr. Mara use. So that be an unfortunate word for use.
Let me tell you, I say, na politician. When they talk, and they talk to him party, the language is sometimes can be different. He himself is a contestant in the political space. So that language they now so it go look like. But what would they relate? We are open to processes. I tell you, he follow this with public information. My colleagues now they not tell me say they carrying it. I see on the high table. In picture they now with Facebook page and we websites. While they report back a note in presence, a note in statements. So I think say that they good for where they follow the process. The more I follow, it go realize say in language go change in the interest of in people.
In terms of the language from the politicians, like you say, a politician maybe they address their membership. You think say the politicians them they use on a work to their advantage whilst misinforming their membership?
It has been happening before now. I mean, when you had the whole conversation, when you had the whole conversation about electoral justice, what you be now different thing compared to what they talk now, eh? So it don't happen. But we want to make Sierra Leoneans they know the reality that what we say electoral justice. Now that's here, now reviews, reforms, institutional capacity development, and stronger institutions, and also public information and civic engagement. So then we could do this because we say any side where information for go, credible information for there around, and we don't challenge themselves. When we were in Waterloo, we gave space to the chairman of the APC party. We gave space to the constituency chairman of the SLPP. Then they not been in the process for make statement, but we allow them for make statement.
The statements we come from politicians, na their engagement there. Una see them like them hyping their supporters. For example, they all come out from the Falaba district chairman, Honorable Lahai. At some point, the PPICCM like saying an inciting statement, then levy the fine on them party where they end up pay.
Incendiary information, an insightful statement, Nandi. We respect them as party leader at the district level. Then make we invite them, make come na the forum. If we can talk like a transformative leader. Sober conversation for 10 people and say, now this will be the way for and when I go to people then. For me come and talk that way. It's not a leadership way of talking, you know, but the institution, the way they deal with that, and that they make Sierra Leoneans they happy. That Lord they can now, where they challenge political parties for being accountable for their behavior, especially misnomers of that nature. Not a normal behavior that they, na public space, where they can't talk like say, if you're not a big man, talk to your people them, for me they follow a process well. Where you can't talk misnomer. Lord and they now we go deal with you for that day. And the people then they really like that day. Inside the when they say, we even like when I say where individual talk, But he talk like now for party, he talk. We go rope and put her inside the party, we'll find the party. The people that say, we will let for sick, how we go catch that person there and rope and put her inside there.
So for you think say na be a missed opportunity from Honorable Lahai for speak on the issues them where they inside the 80 recommendation and how if for help open in constituents they eyes them say this is the time the secretariat there now ask them all what una supposed for ask them and make sure say what una want for see they include them in the following documents going forward.
Absolutely. And I go give you two instances. That statement we make now Falaba, a very different from the statement we Honorable Abubakar Fofana make na Waterloo. The issues the way we make warrant for talk that way we talk na Falaba. Now the same issues and be had Honorable Abubakar Fofana. Where he talk now, I go quote him. He say, we don't come up parliament. This recommendation 20, they not do it, they not do this, then they talk this and do. Even the one they say and do, they not do it. We want for men they do them. And we go insist say them do them. And we will not go like this wire 78. Now this we want. But we will continue to talk to people because we believe say now this way I go help we. Now the same talk. Now that undertone, now the Honorable Falababi want talk. But in June Patapa, it make militants. It begin talk about military business, threat and this. Abubakar not talk so. And not only not do that. There's another parliamentarian from APC in Moyamba. I know he will remember in Kamara or something. He also came. He spoke very well, and he even told to me. He said, "I respect this man. We don't miss if I'm a parliamentary committee member of information and civic education." He said, and we gave him space to speak. It was not so we try for Billy open the space, be neutral and impartial around this process here, because he name not been there for talk, but because he come as member of parliament and he announced himself, we'll give him space, met him on the platform and talk. So that is really what leadership is about. That you are giving information for put your people together, make themselves go scatter. You know what I'm for Ben and go talk say, oh, let's begin plan now.
Based on all the experience we don't get so far since you take up office, the interaction we don't get to the one that we work with, be it from the opposition or the public. If you have to change one thing for at the end of the day, the committee work, everybody embrace them. Waiting will be that thing.
The interactive openness around this process and that thing way it did now we had. I want to have open space to talk to every actor in this process, including the opposition. And I'm sure Khadija and maybe you may have realized that I was traveling on that day while they talked to the Secretary General. We're not too used to, but in the course of this process, I don't build more relationship with them. Now me go fair in number, I begin call them.
Are they open-minded?
They should be open-minded. It is in the interest of our country. Are they not Sierra Leoneans? Even that day, the way he attack me, he say, I want for be adversary to the APC. I asked him that, you should not say that. Believe me, let me tell you, when I went through, I sat with APC chairman and we ate together. We spoke. We had conversation. I even have pictures of APC and SLPP chairman who all hug, knock, and we take pictures. We talk like common Sierra Leoneans. We know we safe. Now down the now ones. I get many very powerful big brothers in APC who are interested in this process. They have never called my line. And I know because they believe that what we are doing is in the interest of our country. It's not about party. And I took time to speak to Sierra Leoneans about this. I said, we are changing. Now, Lord, will they change you? And that the constitution will they change. It will take we long time for Lord Gandhi again. So Lord do it with serenity and soberness. I take them. I say, imagine, America is over 250 years old. The constitution, they don't change overnight no more so. I said, so it's fine for let's change constitution. Let's build in strong rights for citizenry so that it go take the test of time. So that while old, my grandpa go tell me say, ah, Papa, I see you name grandpa, I see you name for that process. So he be there. And me say I want to be that kind of thing. I spoke to the conscience of Sierra Leoneans. Say, look, this not a picking play business. First of all, I begin at this way. I say, look, this 80 page here. Now find intelligent, sober-minded leaders of Sierra Leone. Now they sit down and put her together. Not a funny thing, this tripartite. If people like that funny name, it really mean independent cross-party committee on electoral management and systems review. Not a picky talk down there, that country. So I begin, and that's why I begin now. And I tell Sierra Leone, as I say, do ya? Me person no can talk to you again. Fiki talk about this. Now, but when I say una your right, una your better one tomorrow. We person go harm you. Lord, they now we go charge that person there. And you want that kind of law. We person they misuse you government proper. You want me law the way they check them,
So
etc.
both political parties really on board this process with you, then genuinely don't take this entire process seriously and try for disconnect them from politics.
You know, in the Sierra Leonean context, politics is one mix, but good thing. Khadija, I'm going to be very frank about this. So we'll get a little mix up with politics. And I don't know what's in their own definition. Because my own definition about politics is about people power. It's about the people. It's not a self-aggrandizement. Now in then gets too much. Not about we self. A small group of people now when they take the decision. If I go ask you people their opinion, if I do things, we go support and protect them. We go empower them. Now in our politics. And that way they would drive this process. So you go see me, I go argue small, I go listen small. But what gonna feel? And they allow people to talk. I don't tell you. Say then they will go. Where my people and they will this person they grab. Now big man I go. He say no, you never talk so, never talk so. If you talk so, go make police. I say police go sit down. Not talk now. Not touch nobody now. Go sit down. May everybody talk. I know I cost now. If you talk, if you be attempt for cost, you go pull your mic now your hand. I know I incitement now. But talk you feeling with the writer under your district. And everybody sit down back. So that's so we'll continue for move with this process here. I know get no. Sometimes if people like they feel say somebody want intimidate me. You know, I cannot be intimidated.
You feel the attempt?
I can read the languages.
From whose factor?
And you know, I'm not very I'm not very care about which faction as Sierra Leoneans. But when we meet eye to eye, you conscience they change. You didn't know say this Maya, it mean what they do. It's serious but what they do. Because you go need to find out more as to the way that they do this work here. Painstaking. We work sometimes late at night. I break into my colleagues them for produce report, for give results. So play not the panel. And that way they will continue for pushing until we believe say Lord and come out. And we still go believe say we don't add with name per salon in better one.
So as it is now, also you go say una day.
What's out there now? Like what say you?
How long to the end of the journey? Like rephrase the question.
We don't pass middle far. We will go towards the end. We'll not reach the end yet. Because the end really not the law. But we don't pass middle. And why I say so? At least once or twice, or maybe 3 times, we have had conversations with everybody in this process. Consultations, engagements, here and there. So everybody now know, say now this way, process and they go. You understand, eh? And we don't put together huge chunk of proposals, amendments, legislative amendment proposals. What thing now we go they move towards? Now for the Attorney General really now say now my last proposal this, and I want for try a legislative conversation with parliamentarians, and then parliamentarians then go sit down with them. We all go sit down behind there, they look, then discuss, and say change, do this, and we done now. Then it will be bill now for bring before we. Now towards that side there they go. But like I said, this is about our country. Anybody will tell now we get something for no for say once, come back. Like for example, issues and they about observation, electoral observation. That one and then are very sensitive issues. Now human rights defenders, observers, we have seen in many parts of the world, they don't get into conflicts because of just wanting to give an independent opinion about processes. They have been chased out. They have had, they have been challenged. But we don't see by that constitution where they come out, law go the inside and that we will protect observation. But also we will ensure say early next year, document go day. We will talk about what we will see as a code of ethics within we own Sierra Leonean confinement. In relation with international best practices as to how we hold our observers accountable themselves, and how waiting therefore they forget as prerequisites for make the car into a space for them process them there. So that one and they all will depend on them. And with hindsight, I don't even begin talk to observer groups them locally. I say, but go. The press, the recommendation they speak about clearly, waiting we for look at. So when I say when I go take a when I meet, when I do a shorter term, when I bring a come, we want electoral commission, we all go sit down now. So by the time find that document they come out from the electoral commission, when I voice the inside. And we will say we tell una thank you for una help we for let put a document like this together. Now that way it will show clearly say we're all committed for see this process here move forward. But I believe say a lot don't happen, and a lot will happen till to the end of the year, and within the first 2 quarters of 2026, we should be talking about delivering on these issues very strongly.
All right, thank you very much. Ngolo Katta, we join with this morning for car updates the public on Usaunade now in terms of implementing the 80 recommendations we come out from the tripartite committee, and also the nationwide information sensitization where una just don't come out do. We're going to follow the process gradually, and we're going to call you as and when necessary. So you go provide information to the public where really get interest in all of the recommendation there and how now they go about for implement them. Well, now they end the breakfast show for today. One for say many thanks to the production team. We support we for let this edition of the breakfast show come to you this morning. Mina Khadija Bangura say have a good day.
All right. Till we meet again, Mabel Kabade get a lovely day and goodbye.
At Famos, freshness isn't just a promise, it's our way of life. From raw and smoked catfish to kanya peppers, benny, rice and gari kanya and natai. from premium crayfish, ogiri and fufu to smoked chicken, fresh eggs from the farm to the fridge, country chicken, and garden fresh vegetables. Try our habanero pepper, gari, hot pepper sauce, pure honey, and so much more. All locally produced, organically grown, harvested fresh every day, and hygienically processed. A fresher taste, healthier foods, stronger communities. Farmos, fresh from our farms to your home. Visit Farmos at 1 Fode Drive Hill Station, Freetown. Call +232 74 000044.
Term them like this, where politics they shape with future, career they define we path them, and the economy they touch everybody in life.
Big thank you to Mr.
One program where they ask the hard question them and so bring the answer them close to you, face to face with the movers and shakers, the voice them will matter, the issue them will count. One time per week, one big name, one big issue, one-on-one on Liberty Online TV. Every Friday, 8 to 9 p.m. with Khadija Bangura. One-on-one, only on Liberty Online TV.
Country like Salon also every decision they touch the life of plenty people. One program they bring the voice of the people to the heart of politics.
This na politics and the people. The program where they give the power to the people, explain the truth, and bring the leader them close to the citizen them.
Real discussion, real voice them, real impact. Join the debate and make them hear your voice.
Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Now you platform where they turn up for the true and civil engagement. Only on Liberty Online TV.
Let me talk about politics.
Let me talk about people.
Auntie Mami. Yes. How you please get like soup?
Soba Kaiba don't do am.
Yeah.
Me phone and they charge. Me also always get light. Me picking and able for study. Me na Soba Kaiba.
You dey enjoy.
I for enjoy.
Yes, sir! Plenty Soba Kaiba no boss! Okay, don't pull that door. The mega campaign all over the country. When they turn all man to Soba Kaiba, you die and star 500 ash to activate the Soba Kaiba offer and jump Poku or die and ash 144 ash or use Maxit for pay with orange money anytime, any side and start chance for win. Soba price them every week like Stola kit them. Okada generator and every month one person will win keke or when they give you the power for build your life, support your family and better your community. You self can live in Soba Kaiba life.
Orange.
Building tomorrow today with Rightmove. Looking for quality, reliability, and innovation in your next big build? Choose Rightmove Engineering and Construction, Sierra Leone's trusted name in transforming ideas into enduring structures. We don't just build projects, we craft landmarks that stand the test of time. From state-of-the-art offices and modern homes to fuel stations, water systems, and infrastructure, our team delivers precision, passion, and perfection. At Rightmove, we are not following industry standards, we are setting them. Through cutting-edge technology, uncompromising safety, and sustainable solutions, we are building a brighter, stronger, and safer Sierra Leone. Visit us at 54 Campbell Street, Freetown, or call 078399475 or 077504338. Rightmove Engineering and Construction. Building quality, building trust, building the future.
are watching Liberty Breakfast Show on Liberty Online TV.